Amazing creations. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but it looks like we got to talk about some of the stuff that you have to help in the creation. So we'll start with you. What do you got there, and how do you use it?
Well, you can use anything to cut the snow, but sharpened shovels is their main go-to. And this is a machete, obviously, so you got sawtooth if you got to saw through a hard spot, or a razor edge to do some nice fine slicing or shaping. And you can go from big tools like that all the way down to my favorite, my spoon.
No,
My
the kitchen spoon.
The sharpened spoon.
And then after that, you can just play it, do a little dance while you're sculpting. Maybe
Yeah, that's right.
Afterwards
Little
as well.
spoons on the thighs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow, that is intense. And so before we get to that one, I'm going to get to the tool you have there, which that's just impressive.
So this tool J. Ray made a couple years ago. He nicknamed it the Widowmaker.
Could see that. Yeah, don't get mad at someone with
Josh
that.
and I always work together when we carve, but Jay flies solo, so we compete at Frostival. We're teammates on the national level. But since Jay spends a lot of time solo, he needed a big saw that he could honk off a lot of material by himself. So this is Jay's secret weapon here.
His secret weapon, the Widowmaker. All right.
It's really fun to hold and carry around.
Yeah, that is intense, making your own tools even. And then you have what looks like, is that a model or a mold
Jay
of what you
handed
go
this
off
to me,
of?
and I thought it was a lollipop, a dragon-headed lollipop, and I tasted it, and it didn't taste very good.
Ooh, no.
I don't know. What is this, Jay?
Well, that's kind of our theme for our sculpture this year. So we always try to do practice mock-ups or drawings, and so this is just my model of the head, obviously.
Yeah.
Just to get practice in, so it's easier to do when you get out there in the field.
That is impressive. You really go all out for this. So this is just, I'm guessing, one little piece
Just
of what
one
you
little
got
piece.
going on?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and are you all working on the same sculpture for Frostival, or do you each have different ones?
For Frostville, we're competing against each other.
Okay.
But the week after, when we go to nationals, we'll be on the same team. So what we're trying to do between Josh and I's carving and Jay's, we're trying to incorporate aspects of our piece for nationals so we can kind of practice a little bit. So if you combine the two pieces together, you'll end up with an approximation of what our national piece is going to be.
All right, and so let's talk about that for a little bit. What is, I didn't know such a thing existed, I'm sorry, such as national snow carving competitions. Can one of you explain what that is, where it is, and how it comes about?
There's several, let's say, national or international snow carving competitions, but there's only one official national snow carving competition, and this is always held in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, around the same time every year. I think they're on 40 years running. Most states have a state level competition that qualifies you to compete at the national level. North Dakota doesn't per se have a state competition, but since Frostville's been running for so long, it's kind of the best bet. And through that, Jay wins some years, we win some years, and because we've kind of been trading the wins back and forth, when they approached Jay to represent North Dakota, he reached out to us, and we decided to join forces and see what we can do.
So it's kind of like Frostival is like a qualifier. Almost.
Exactly.
You do that
Yeah,
well
exactly.
enough, and then you can get representing Team North Dakota. That's actually so cool. I feel like you guys need to like brand that on a t-shirt or something. Like I would absolutely buy that sweatshirt to like support the snow carvers of North Dakota. And so, but going to Frostival, what people here can check out if they don't want to drive to Wisconsin. When does that start? Where is it, and what can people expect?
February 2nd through the 5th is the contest, the carving. The 5th is the final judging. Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Am I right?
Yep.
Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. It's a small little resort town, I guess, that gets huge during that week. People from Milwaukee, Chicago, all over the country come just to see. And
All this stuff going on. And how about Frostival in Moorhead? When does that one kick off?
Frostival the carving starts this weekend, so we'll probably start honking off some big chunks with this sword boy at sometime Saturday, Sunday, and we'll be working throughout the week. The 29th is the day of the judging, so that's in the morning, and then throughout the day there's all kinds of great activities going on at Yemcomst Viking Ship Park for the kids, for the whole family. Check out the snow sculptures. Ski rentals are free.
Sledding Hill.
Sledding Hill,
Big
hot
sledding hill.
chocolate. They usually have all sorts of fun stuff to do. I think the weather's supposed to be cold, but not too windy.
Isn't that what snow likes?
It does.
Isn't, yeah, too warm and it doesn't like it too much. Yeah. And so I'm just going to go down the line here. Why did each of you get into snow sculpting?
Well, I've been chainsaw carving for about 15 years, and I've always liked sculpture. And I just ran across Frostival about 4 years ago, never even heard of it before then. And I just gave it a try and fell in love with it. So
And here you go. All
it's
right.
fun to do huge carvings.
Yeah, it is. And how about for you, Josh?
Well, I was going to undergraduate program in the art department at NDSU, and Professor David Swenson introduced us to this competition. It's the Festival de Voyageurs in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and that's an international snow sculpting symposium. And so I was introduced to it through that, and been doing it ever since 2010.
Wow, that's amazing. How about you?
Josh and I have been good friends, and we work together on a whole bunch of other pieces. In fact, we have an art studio together called Mothership Workshop. So we're always working together on art projects. I know that he had been involved in snow carving with David Swenson, who is the third member of our official snow carving team, Snowcraft. And one year he's like, hey, you want to come out and help me out? And I'd never looked back. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, and it's fantastic. It's fun. You can create whatever you want, and you know that it's not going to be there forever, so you don't have to get too attached to it.
Yeah, environmentally friendly, you could say. No waste with this one. All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Excited to head out to Frostival and see what you're doing out there.
Great.
Thank you.
Coming up here on today's show, we have a furry friend in the studio with us. We're talking about the great need for animals to get out of the shelters and into their forever home.